Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hannah.
My name is Mo.
And we are Awesome MTV, and today we're going to go over 10 reasons why you as a mountain biker need a Garmin Edge 530.
Now, for those of you who might not follow the channel, both Hannah and I live in a van together. We travel around, we go to all these cool riding spots, and normally when we show up, we're pretty lost, we don't know what we're doing, and we're also riding our bikes a lot. It's our work, so we're riding every day. And that's why when competitive cyclists asked if we want to team up for a sponsored video, which this is, we figured this would be the perfect time to get some of these Garmins for testing and do a video on why you would need one. And to be completely honest, these have been freaking amazing, a game changer for riding, and you guys definitely need one. And I think we got 10 reasons why you guys should buy one today.
And the reason why we're going over the Garmin Edge 530 specifically is because we feel like it is the best value for your money, and it offers everything that you could possibly want out of a Garmin.
Now, like we said, this video is sponsored by Competitive Cyclists. Competitive Cyclists is one of the leading online bike shops out there. They have a ton of inventory to choose from. They work with some of the top name brands, including Ibicycle, Santa Cruz Bikes, Yeti, Pinarello.
I think everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, their inventory is actually ridiculous. And they also have gearheads that are on standby 24/7, ready to answer your gear-related questions. They really can help you from everything from building your dream bike to just helping get you back on the trails and ready to ride for the weekend. So yeah, they're really awesome to work with. Highly recommend checking them out. And to give you guys a little bit of incentive,
you can use our coupon code AwesomeMTB15 for 15% off your next order at Competitive. Exclusions do apply, so make sure to check that out. And yeah, let's get into the video.
Link is in the description to that, by the way, guys. The first reason is gonna be TRAILFORKS. A lot of people don't know this, but the Garmin series, the Edge series, is actually compatible with TRAILFORKS. And basically, if you sign on into your account, you can actually go onto TRAILFORKS, create a route, or even find a route that you really like. Normally, I'll go into the ride logs for a certain trail, and I'll see like top ways to ride that trail. And you can actually download that route and send it to your Garmin, and basically it will actually show you the course as you're riding. You don't have to take out the phone and open up TRAILFORKS all the time. And on top of that, the TRAILFORKS trails are also downloaded to the Garmin, so as you're riding and you're looking at the map, you can actually see what trail is what, and you're not going to be completely lost every time you show up to a new riding zone. So
this one is huge for us because we're constantly traveling and going to new places, and I know you guys travel as well, so yeah, it's just a good thing to have your maps just right in front of you on your handlebars.
Works out a ton, and that is reason number one.
And that leads us to point number two, which is pretty similar to point number one. It's that you have maps built into the actual Garmin. So say you're not at the trailhead, you're not at the actual trails, you can actually route yourself all the way to the trailhead through the maps.
And it will actually take you on pretty popular road, and I guess this feature would not just be like a side feature for non-mountain bikers. Say you're a gravel rider or a road rider.
Yeah, that's true.
The main roads are already built into the Garmin.
And actually, I think this is a pretty good safety feature in case your phone dies or something. I mean, sometimes you are in the middle of nowhere and maybe there's no one around to help you figure out where the heck you are.
Very scary.
That got gruesome.
All right, let's move on to number three. All right, so for number three, this was actually something that Hannah made me aware of before we tried figuring out what we wanted to test, but I actually ended up loving a ton, and that is climb breakdowns. So we've all been there. You have a route that you want to go on, you get to the trailhead, you start your route, you have no idea what is coming up, and that's where the Garmin helps out with the climbing breakdown.
Yeah, I feel like this one I love a lot because, I mean, I hate climbs, and it's really nice for me to know exactly where I am, how much further I have, what kind of grade I'm looking at next, and I feel like it's just a really motivating feature that keeps me going, really. And even if you already know the climb, I feel like it's still helpful because, I mean, you might not know exactly where or what mileage you have or where it's just gonna get harder. I don't know. Maybe it's stupid if you already know the climb, but I think it's really helpful. Okay, and that brings us to number four. What are you doing? Number four is that the Garmin will give you a lot of different stats during your ride. And maybe you're not super into numbers, but I think this is really helpful.
And I think one of the coolest parts with this one is that the screen that shows you your data is actually fully customizable. So you can have exactly the stuff that you want to see. On my personal screen, I think I have time elapsed, the elevation I'm at, how much elevation I've climbed during the ride, my miles per hour, the time of day. I have a lot because I like to know a lot of stuff when I'm riding, whether it's how much I've climbed, to know when I should be eating, and how long I've been riding for, because every 45 minutes I try to eat. So yeah, it is fully customizable, and I think the data is something that I didn't think I would appreciate, and I really do appreciate a ton, and the fact that it is customizable is a plus.
So talking about customization, that brings us to point number 5, and that is the Garmin is fully customizable. I kind of already knew this about the Garmin, but apparently Mo didn't, and that's why he wrote it down. So if you're really new to Garmin's like Mo, maybe this one will be helpful for you to know, but you can actually change every single screen on your Garmin. You can pick how many screens you want, and you can also pick how many data fields on each screen you want.
One can show the grade of the current climb that you're on. The next one can show a map. The next one after that can show you like the time or something like that. For me, it actually did help out a ton. So.
Okay, number 6.
All right, so for number 6, we're gonna talk about post-ride data. So you finished your ride, you're looking at the ride. There's actually a lot of stuff it's gonna tell you that happened during your ride that I think helps out riders a ton. 2 mountain bike specific ones are gonna be your flow score and your grit score, and then your jumps. That's 3, I can't count. But basically your grit is how hard was the ride. Your flow was basically, how are you doing on the ride? Were you going smooth through the trails, or was it looking like it was a little bit more, you were all over the place, you weren't on your best ride? And you can use those measurements to kind of give you a good gauge of how you were doing that day. And then the third one is the jumps, which I'll let Flying Hannah tell us about.
So the jump feature, you can actually have it buzz every time you hit a jump, and then right after you land, it'll tell you exactly how far you went on the jump, and how much airtime you got, which is pretty cool. But I will say it is not 100% accurate yet. I don't know exactly what they use to figure out that you're jumping. Maybe it's some kind of like pressure thing, I don't know. But sometimes when I'm just riding down the street, it will say that I've jumped when I haven't jumped. Okay, so for point number 7, this is actually probably one of my favorite features on the new Garmin's. It's that the battery life lasts like forever. I think I need to charge this like every 2 weeks, which is crazy, and we ride every single day for at least an hour.
Before number 8, this is actually also a bike alarm, and I thought that was a pretty cool feature when I first heard about it. Basically, you put your Garmin on there, and then you have this code where you're locking it, and if you put it in the bike alarm mode and you leave to go into a coffee shop, if someone tries to move your bike, this thing is going to start beeping and kind of letting everyone know, whether it's you or the person. We go on a lot of rides where we might just leave our bike while we're drinking coffee. Our bikes are obviously within eyesight, but yeah, it's just a nice little peace of mind there. So
okay, so now we are at point number 9. So you might be looking through all of the Garmin's right now on the Garmin website or on Competitive Cyclist, and you might notice that the 530 actually has a really close brother or sister called the 830, and the 830 is, like I said, really similar to the 530, except the 830 has a touch screen, and it's about $100 or $200 more.
I think it's at least 100, yeah.
But it has a touchscreen, and that makes it so that it has a couple extra features that I'll let Mo explain.
You can actually route during your ride. So remember that thing where we told you can kind of like make a route and then go on the trails? For this, for you road riders out there, you can actually input an address and it will do the route itself. For us, I feel like we would rather do that on our phone anyways and send it to our GPS, just a little bit less complicated. And then also I feel like the touchscreen, I don't know, my previous experience with touchscreens, I actually don't really like them on cycling stuff just because I'm sweating all the time. And yeah, I feel like that messes it up. And I don't feel like the buttons, as soon as you get a hang of it, are that tough.
I was a little bit worried because I kind of wanted the touchscreen because I like nicer things, but we wanted to get 2 of them and our budget only allowed for the 530. But it actually is really easy to navigate. And like Mo said, when you have sweat and like water and like condensation on your ride, touchscreen is actually almost impossible to use.
The final point, and this is, I feel like this is gonna be our most controversial point. We did kind of go back and forth because we didn't have to make the video about Garmin's. So we were actually debating, I think it was the Wahoo and I think another company, I think it's the Stages. Basically, there's a couple of cycling computers on the market right now. in all honesty, it just kind of feels like Garmin is the Apple of the cycling device world. And what we mean by that is like compatibility with third-party software. Also, if you are looking for accessories like mounts and whatnot, it just kind of feels like it's a little bit easier to find everything for Garmin.
For us personally, we've used Garmin in the past and we just felt safe. It's kind of like Apple people versus Android people. Everyone has their preference and their style of device.
But in all honesty, if you're an Android people, come on.
I think this is the Apple version.
That is our video. Those are 10 reasons why you need a Garmin Edge 530 in your life as a mountain biker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and do remember, save some money with our coupon code.
Yeah, so again, it's AwesomeMTV15 for 15% off your first order. Exclusions do apply, so be sure to look into that.
Link is in the description.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than our usual videos, but I hope you found some insight. And yeah, hopefully we convinced you to use a bike computer because it's really changed our riding for the better.
Thanks Competitive Cyclist for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you guys.
Ride awesome.